So now we'd like to start hatching out American Bresse chicks and selling them and shipping them to people so they can get a good start. Because we spent a lot of money on chicks that we just ended up selling to friends and family who wanted some laying hens because they were not at all purebred American Bresse. When we first bought chicks back in January and weren't very happy with them and decided to go the route of hatching out eggs, we bought the Bresse 56, which is a great incubator. It's done us very well. Now that we want to get serious and hatch out a lot more chicks, we started looking at the cabinet incubators. Now the two main cabinet incubators that you can get on the market are the Bresse, which has varieties from 100 eggs to 580 eggs, or you can get the GQF, it's the Sportsman. That's what a lot of people get. So we ended up going with the Bresse 580. I've been looking through a lot of information on hatcheries and trying to figure out how to start a small hatchery. The main thing that I did find, you do not want to be setting eggs and hatching eggs in the same incubator. It creates a mess and it's a lot more work for you. It can be done. Nobody's arguing that. People are doing it successfully. So we got the Bresse 580 as our setter. The Bresse 56 is going to be our hatching incubator. But the beauty about using two different incubators, one to set and one to hatch, is that you can keep setting eggs every week. And that means you're setting the eggs in there in the beginning, and they'll stay in there until day 18. Day 18, when you would put them on lockdown, you're going to take them and put them in a different incubator. Now the Bresse 580, the number one complaint, and I even called the office to ask, even though I knew the answer, they come with the universal hatching trays. So that means these can come out and move to whatever egg size you wanted. But I'm hatching chickens and that's what I'm gonna be hatching. So I wanted the actual chicken trays because you can fit the most amount of eggs in there with those. But Bresse brags about with the incubator you get $240 worth of universal trays with the incubator. Well, I didn't want them. I asked if I could change them out for the commercial style chicken trays, and I'll make up the difference of whatever the cost difference was, or buy it without with $240 off. Of course they don't want to do that. They want you to get the universal trays with it, which is fine. We'll use them for now, but if you want to max it out, and it actually does not get to 580 eggs, it's 576, which is fine. With the universal trays, I'm not sure how many you can fit in there. I think it's the high 400s maybe.
I'm very careful.
You are being very careful. Good job. Some information that I found there that one of the hatcheries was setting their eggs at 10 p.m. on Sunday. That way they would be hatched and dried off by Monday morning when you start boxing and shipping the chicks. So that's what I'm gonna try. We're not shipping chicks yet, but we're gonna try that. We're gonna stick these in on Sunday at 10 p.m. So I've had this incubator set up for a couple days now, get the humidity to level off. So to put the eggs in, we're gonna wanna level out the turners. So hit those two buttons at the same time. You can see there, it's starting to go. These cabinet incubators stop in the middle, so you can load trays. So when it gets level, it'll stop. And then up here you'll see it says paused. Up in top here is the water tray. This is what they call a wicking pad. So it soaks up the water, the air blows past it to create humidity. So this hose right here is dripping into the top of it, and that's the add-on humidity control. So that makes it fully automatic. It automatically controls the humidity by turning that pump on and off when it needs water. So let's go ahead and get these eggs in. We got our eggs in. We can go ahead and press these two buttons again, the OK and the minus, and that turns that dash symbol spinning now, which turns the turner back on. So now we're using this cabinet as a multi-stage setter. We'll be setting eggs in here every week. So you'll have up to 3 different sections of eggs that are at different developments. That means it's very important that you mark each tray on when it was set, when it needs to go into lockdown, which lockdown is on day 18. At that point, the baby chick needs to start getting in a position where it can peck its way out of its shell. So you don't want it to be turned anymore. The humidity level for the eggs needs to go from 50% up to 70%, and you do not want to disrupt the temperature, so they call it lockdown, because you're not supposed to touch it until the baby chicks hatch. Using the Bresse 580 as a setter means you can set about 200 eggs a week, because you're going to end up candling them at week 1, and you're going to have some that weren't fertile or didn't develop, so you'll be able to get rid of them and set another 200 the next week. Really excited not to have to wait to set eggs anymore.